Right, good morning everyone. This is in today's lesson. Now normally this whole number 3 will be a part of your essay question. So you have to know this for 14 marks. Okay, so first of all, how do we illustrate choice on the production possibility curve? So due to, we talked about unlimited wants and needs, desires of the household, we have to make an economic choice because resources are scarce. I want to buy the biggest, fanciest, nicest iPhone, but I can't because I have limited resources. And because I have limited resources, I have to make a choice. And choice is also represented on the production possibility curve. Right, so in this case, what we have here is in a whole economy is where you have to choose between what are you going to produce. Are you going to produce, now look here, at point B, 6 potatoes and 12 apples, or are you going to produce 8 bags of potatoes and 8 bags of apples? So choice is illustrated between the different points on the production possibility curve. So if there would have been a point C, that would also be one of your choices. So you can choose option A, option B, or option C. That is how choice is represented. Okay. Then we get a second one where we can represent efficiency on the production possibility curve. Efficiency is the definition of that is where you are using your resources effectively and that there's no waste. That is the definition of efficiency. If an economy is producing efficiently, in order to produce one more good, which is A, they have to produce less of the other good. In effect, the economy is one that is right in the production possibility curve. So basically what we're saying here is that an economy will be efficient if it is either point A, B, C, or D. On the curve itself, they are producing efficiently because they are using all their resources and there's no wastage. Right? So now you can choose to produce whichever point because all of them are operating efficiently. Okay. But point E, which is inside the curve, indicates a lot of available resources that you are not using and therefore you are not using your economy effectively. So this is underutilization. Of your resources. So everything inside the curve, you are not efficient. Everything on the curve, you are producing efficiently, and outside the curve, if it's unobtainable, you can't produce outside the curve because there is no resources to produce. You either don't have enough money or whatever the case may be. Right. Then, how do we illustrate opportunity cost? Okay. When making a choice, opportunity refers to the value of the best alternatives that was given up. I remember definition of term 1. Right. The trade-off takes place due to this decision that affects the allocation of resources. So you have to decide, am I going to buy the iPhone 11 and not eat for the whole month? Or am I going to buy the iPhone 6 and still eat? So if I would buy the iPhone 11, my opportunity cost, what I'm giving up, my trade-off would be my groceries. Okay. So using the same economy system, where we say we're going to produce bags of apples and potatoes, the economy can choose to produce at point C or at point D. But now, how does it work? How does the trade-off work? So very easy. At point point C, let's use point C, we have 2 potatoes and let's say I'm guessing, let's say 17 apples. At point D, we have 8 potatoes and 8 apples. Okay, now if you look at these 2 points, what is, first of all, you look at what is increased. What increased? Increased. So what did increase? The apples, name? Apples went from 2 to 8. Okay, so if I am producing 6 more apples, I had to, potatoes, I mean, the potatoes. Excuse? So there's 6 more potatoes. Because I'm producing 6 more potatoes, that means I have to give up a lot of apples. And how do we know that? All that we do is we say 17 apples minus 8 apples is 9 apples. So my opportunity cost, what did I give up? I gave up 9 apples to produce 6 more potatoes. Right. That is how you work out opportunity cost. Then scarcity, how do we represent scarcity? As I showed you on the previous one, we talked about what is outside the curve. It's unobtainable. You cannot produce there because you don't have enough resources. Because in economics, if we say we don't have something, we say it's scarce. So this implies once again that resources are fixed, but there's a limit to the amount that you can produce in the economy. The economy would want to have 8 bags of potatoes, which will be point A, and 14 bags of apples, but unfortunately, we cannot produce at that amount because resources are too scarce. We don't have enough human resources. We don't have enough natural resources. We don't have enough capital. They are going to make a choice. What are they going to sacrifice? Are they going to produce fewer apples or fewer potatoes so that you can get into the curve? There is a future situation that you can achieve point A, but that is what we'll discuss in our next unit. So basically, if it is outside the curve, it represents scarcity. And you can't produce it. Okay. Inside the curve, it represents underutilization, moving between the different points represents opportunity cost.